must be a day that ends in Y in the modern era of gaming, because yet another publisher is destroying yet another beloved franchise. This time, Sonic X Shadow Generations. And that is a remaster of the original Sonic Generations game with additional content. And holy crap, did they completely massacre this. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And I know the stuff we're going to talk about in this video, many people will take issue with saying, it's not that big of a deal. Why do you even care? This is not video worthy. Can you talk about some real game news and other kind of deflections and goalposts moving? When at the end of the day, every time when it comes to stuff like this, I always say the same thing. If it's not a big deal, then why are you changing it? Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down all the nuanced changes with the new remastered version of Sonic X Shadow Generations game that's out now, and honestly got pretty okay review scores across the board from the modern gaming media outlets that talk about these games and say, yeah, it got pretty much, we'll say, anywhere between a 7 and 8, maybe even higher from some outlets. And a lot of them were praising it for being a good quality game, because that's what Sonic Generations is. It's a good game. But yet Sega, for some reason, decided to make so many tiny little changes throughout it that makes the game so much more toned down. It sands the edges off of the game and makes it feel just so sanitized. Joshua Michael French on Twitter said, Why? Why is it that every series I love gets effed with? These are freaking animal characters, and the current industry can't even tolerate silly, flirtatious antics between them. A part of their characterization for more than 3 decades? I am so sick of this, and tags Sega and Sonic the Hedgehog with a couple various images. The first one being Sonic initially in the original Sonic Generations game, putting his hand on Amy's face, pushing her away while reaching his other hand forward. And that has now been modernized to be update with, get this, cupcakes. What? What? Like, heaven forbid we show a male animal character putting his hand on the face of a female animal character in a game that is basically, I don't know, a cartoon for all ages. But you can't show that because, oh my god, it might affect the children. Won't someone think of the children? But no, on top of that, they changed Amy Rose's feelings for Sonic. Originally, she was in love with Sonic, saying, a young, cheerful girl hedgehog. Amy can be a bit obsessed about chasing Sonic. She even claims to be his girlfriend. She's an energetic go-getter who lets nothing get in her way. Which, honestly, you read that and I have trouble seeing anything wrong with it. We got a female character that's attached to a male character, and it's like a stage 5 clinger thing. It's kind of like a comedy bit that they've done in Sonic forever when it came to Amy. But no, they're changing that now, going back in time and removing any of that lore and just saying, a cheerful girl who loves to help others. Sonic inspired her to be her very best. She's an energetic go-getter. With the help of her Piku Piku hammer and fortune cards, nothing gets in her way. What? Why change that? Like, what does that do to benefit anybody? Just keep it the same. Grums on Twitter said, what they are censoring/altering in the story in Sonic is undermining the traditional male-female relationship and, downstream, family dynamic. Activists want to dismantle the family unit. And honestly, many people might hear that and laugh and say, come on, that's being ridiculous. But the more I live in this world and the more I see changing and what people are pushing, I can't help but agree completely, wholeheartedly, that Grums is 100% on point here. But these changes go on and on and on. The censorship in this game is very subtle, very nuanced, but when you see it being shown, it's like, holy crap, that's actually a big deal because of how little of a deal it was to change it. Knuckles used to fat shame Sonic in the original, saying, hey Sonic, you did a good job back there. Hey, did you gain weight? And it shows Sonic holding his belly like, oh my god, did I gain weight? I don't know. Like, in the context of it, he's making fun of him. He looks so pudgy. Like, it's a joke in the game, just poking at him. But we can't have that because apparently that would indoctrinate kids to bully others? So let's remove that line and say something that makes absolutely no sense in the context of the situation. Thanks, Sonic. Now then, tell me, where's the rest of my island? And then shows Sonic holding his stomach, like, what? That doesn't even make any sense! Dorian Scott on Twitter said, the new dialogue doesn't even make sense. Where's my island? Sonic rubs his belly. It implies that Sonic devoured the entirety of Angel Island. And the playful pushes that were in the original are now gone, replaced with a much more minimal shove by Amy. Originally, she was pushing Knuckles, and it was basic slapstick comedy, falling all the way back into the tree and getting a good chuckle out of it. But no, that's too violent. Now it's just a light love tap to push him back, because we can't show any kind of antics or slapstick because the modern audience is too sensitive to this kind of stuff. We need to censor it down, make sure the censorship is all over the place to make sure no one gets their fifis hurt when playing a Sonic game. And then we get to Rouge, where they completely change the back of her outfit. And it's such a subtle change that I honestly had a hard time finding it initially. And I'm like, once I saw it, I'm like, what? Why did they do that? It literally just makes her outfit worse. The wings now clip through the back of her shirt, her dress. When it used to be just coming out of her back, they raised the dress up to cover where the wings came out. Why would you do this? Crack on Twitter said, hey, I don't mean to be that person, but can Sega stop doing this? I didn't think they'd censor Rouge further, but they've even covered up her back now. It looks bad. It's impossible to put on her wings, and nobody likes it. Stop being cowards. But it's not just her back either. Her cleavage has been completely removed as well. For some reason, Sega felt the need to censor even the slightest bit of cleavage from the old game. And no, this isn't me gooning over some animal having cleavage. It's just the simple fact that they felt the need to remove a line on her chest that you could barely see in the first place. And the slippery slope that I always talk about starts with stupid stuff like this. Snowy Era on Twitter said, they censored Rouge's boobs. Her cleavage is no longer visible. Sega, why did you do this to our queen? Rouge has always been a captivating, busty bat with big boob and sex appeal. The censorship is absolutely disgusting. Why are you such cowards? Rouge the Bat doesn't deserve this. We're seeing this in so many games now. Devs keep erasing femininity and the beauty of the female form. Why do these people hate women with boobs and curves? And again, they'll always blame it on people gooning over animals, but the reality is, the ultimate goal of these companies is clearly to remove any ounce of femininity that can ever possibly appear. It's really weird. It feels like every single moment that had any hint of personality, emotion, or any kind of character interplay between each other has been scrubbed clean and replaced with bland, safe interactions designed not to offend anybody. This isn't Sonic Generations anymore. This is a hollow, soulless shell of what once was. And why? To me, it's obvious. It has everything to do with the DEI initiatives and trying to improve ESG scores to attract investors. Sega is just like so many other companies these days, bending over backwards to appeal to the current climate, sacrificing any kind of artistic integrity in the process. They've painted over their vibrant, fun games with a giant, bland brush in the name of political correctness. And I can't help but look at this and think, okay, even if you think it's not about Sega pushing for ESG scores to be higher because it's so minimal and it's not DEI because no firms would ever do any of this, then why? Is it the ESRB? Is it the ratings boards forcing these kind of ridiculous changes on games just to say, hey, we're in control here and you gotta do what we say? And it keeps pushing the censorship bar further and further with very tiny incremental pushes till it ultimately goes overboard. The definition of a slippery slope. I'd like to think Sega should know better than this. They should be leading the industry, not bowing down to it. But poor decisions over the years have called for desperate measures. Desecrating beloved art like this is abhorrent, and gamers all deserve better. We deserve games that we love, not sanitized and modernized versions designed to cater to an overly sensitive minority of people at the expense of everything that made these games so special in the first place. If this is what progress looks like in gaming, then I, for one, am ready to regress. Anyways, yeah, Sonic X Shadow Generations is out, and it got pretty good review scores, but I am very hesitant to want to go out and pick it up. Even if that's the case, I'm just going to be happy playing, which I do have the original on Xbox for it already. So I might as well just keep that and play that one anyways. Why do these games keep changing? Why do they keep ruining these franchises just to appeal to either the modern audience or the ESRB? To me, it's one and the same, and it's going down the same path of destruction. I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for all the resources, information, screenshots, and videos. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Bad? Are you kidding? He was all great!
Not bad, Sonic.
Not bad? Are you kidding? He was all great!
Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT.